What's up YouTube? I'm Guy, and today on the JustBlueFish channel, I thought I'd do a 2017 year in review. Of course, today is January 1st, 2018, and Happy New Year's to all of you guys out there that tune into my channel on a weekly basis. I really appreciate it. First things first, I have to thank everybody that jumped on board with my channel and gave me all of the support that I've gotten this past year. 2017 was my first full year of producing YouTube videos, content, watch reviews, if you will. And yeah, the amount of support of everybody commenting on my videos, it's just been outstanding, and I really appreciate it. Of course, I had some goals for 2017, some of which I feel like I met, some of which that maybe I fell a little bit short on, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But I really do, again, have to thank all of you guys for helping. In particular, all of the guys that have reached out to me to loan me watches for review. I mean, dozens and dozens of watches have come in for loan so that I could review them, and it really means the world to me that all of you guys have reached out to me and offered up that level of generosity and trust in me to loan me your, personal watches from your collections. Again, I appreciate it so much. All of the folks that went over to my Patreon and have supported me through that, thank you. I really appreciate it. Everybody that sent me donations via my PayPal and have sent me emails, all of the comments on the videos, everything. It's just been outstanding. Oh, not the least of which is all of you guys that have been using my Amazon associate links that I put in the description and the notes section of each video. Again, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate all of that support. All of those little things really add up, and it has helped me tremendously grow the channel to the point that it is today. Again, not the least of which is all of the watch loans that I've received. Absolutely unbelievable. I had some goals for 2017, not hard fast, I didn't write down, oh, this is what I expect to do this year, being as how it was my first year producing content for YouTube, for this channel. I didn't really know what to expect, but I had some goals as far as how many videos could I produce in 1 year's time, how many subscribers could I grow this channel up to in that period of time. The number of videos I had hoped to reach by year's end was 100, and technically I think I made it. I say I think because I believe I have about 94 or 95 videos in my library right now, but I don't know, a couple, maybe 2-3 months ago, I deleted a number of videos from my library that didn't really fit the watch collecting, subject matter. And I just decided at that point in time I was going to stick directly with watches and the watch collecting lifestyle. So any videos that I had in my library that were on different content or subject matter, I just went ahead and decided it was probably best if I go ahead and remove those and stay on topic. I think it was the best decision for the channel, and while I have other interests and other hobbies that I thought when I set this up I would really like to share with you guys, it probably was not a good idea. Maybe someday I'll start a second channel for those other things. Probably not, if I'm being honest. I'll probably just stick to this. It takes up enough time in itself that I don't think I want to do that. But anyway, the moral of the story is that, yeah, I had a goal of producing 100 videos this year, and more or less I met that goal. I'm pretty happy about that. I believe that the quality of the videos had improved quite a bit between my very earliest videos and my most recent ones. Hopefully you guys were not put off by some of those early videos. I understand they weren't great, and I sort of wish I could redo some of them just because I think I could do a better job now. Maybe I'll retouch some of those watches and re-review them, do a second chapter as time goes on. But for now, I'll just leave them as is and keep moving forward. I also had a goal for subscribers, and that was a little trickier. How many subscribers could I grow the channel to? I really didn't know what to expect, being as how I was kind of new to all of this, but I had picked a number in my head that I thought would be really cool if I got to 5,000. Unfortunately, I fell a little bit short of that. I believe I'm at 3,500 subscribers as of right now, and I'm not terribly disappointed with that because, again, I didn't really know what to expect. Maybe I set my goal to be a little bit too high. I don't know. But yeah, 3,500 subscribers, you know, that's still great. And I see a lot of you guys in the comments, every single video, posting comments, which I think is awesome. I'm seeing the same names over and over. It's sort of like I'm almost expecting you guys, certain guys anyway, to comment on every video. And I really appreciate that. I really love seeing that level of engagement with at least, you know, a sample of the community that has joined this channel. So that's really cool. And while I didn't hit that 5,000 subscriber number, hopefully in 2018 I'll more than meet and exceed that. I think that would be fantastic. So this isn't going to be a full state of the collection type video. I'm not going to go show you all the watches that are in my collection and talk about them or my plans for collecting moving forward. I might touch on it a little bit here, but I went through a lot of watches this year, reviewing them. I bought tons of watches, reviewed them, and then ended up selling them. And I gotta say, there's more than a handful that I missed that I wish I still had. The fact of the matter is, I just don't have an unlimited supply of funds in order to keep every single watch that comes across my review table. And I gotta keep stuff coming in to get content onto the channel. You know, that's the bottom line. Probably the one that I missed the most, if I'm being completely honest, would be my Seiko SARB033. I really do wish that I still had that watch. That was not, you know, a high dollar watch or anything, between $300 and $400, but that's probably the one that I missed the most. And I kind of wish I could re-review it because it was one of my earlier videos that I think the quality on it was only so-so, and I think I would do a better job with it now. So maybe in 2018, I will try to pick up another one of those. But yeah, I'm not going to, again, go in too deeply into all of my plans for 2018. Needless to say, though, there are some watches that came through here that I might consider replacing just so that I can have them in my collection and enjoy them again for a longer period of time. You know, it's hard to say what I'm going to do. I haven't really decided yet. There's certainly a shortage of watches in my inventory to review right now. I don't have very many watches in my collection, so you know, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Buying something that I've already reviewed is kind of probably not the best plan as far as the channel is concerned, but for me, for my personal happiness, for my personal enjoyment, that's definitely one watch that I wish I still had, and I'm definitely thinking about picking one of those up again. One thing that we did do this year, which was a lot of fun, was I did my first giveaway promotion, I guess you could call it. A viewer of mine that has loaned me a number of watches, I was discussing with him that I was thinking about picking up a watch specifically to do a giveaway with, and he hooked me up with a friend of his that had a couple of Seiko 5s, and that gentleman was kind enough to donate them to me, to the channel, so that I could use them as giveaways. That was a lot of fun. And for 2018, I plan on doing more of that. I really enjoy, I don't know, paying it forward or paying it back, however you want to look at it, giving to you guys. That really is something that makes me happy. So in 2018, I'd like to do a lot more of that if I could. Of course, I don't have the funds to just give away watches, you know, month after month after month. But I do have a couple of watches right now. There will be a full review coming in probably mid-January. I picked up on Black Friday for a couple of good prices a pair of Pulsar watches. And they're not super high-end watches by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they're really good high-value watches. One's a diver and one's a dress watch. So I'm going to do a dive and dress giveaway. I'm going to give both of those watches to one viewer after I review them. So keep an eye out for that. I think that that's going to be really cool. And, you know, hopefully it'll kickstart a collection for somebody that maybe doesn't have a real big collection, or, you know, possibly add to somebody's collection that wants to have a little bit more variety. Again, they're just Pulsar watches. They're nothing super extravagant, but I do like them. I've been pretty happy with them. I've worn them about a little bit myself, and, you know, overall I'm impressed. It's pretty much Seiko quality watches. Pulsar is of course owned by the Seiko Epson Corporation, so it's a sister brand of Seiko, and they're pretty decent quality watches, very good value watches. So keep an eye out for that review and that giveaway in the near future. Speaking of giveaways, I had an idea I wanted to run by you guys, and I need you to tell me down in the comments if you think that this is a good idea or if it's absolutely terrible and I would be crazy to do it. So like I said, I don't have an unlimited amount of funds available to constantly review watches, and certainly not high-end watches. But I would like to get more high-end watches into review. So here's what I'm thinking. What if I were to hold a crowdsource or crowdfunding contest or giveaway? And by that, what I mean is all of you guys pitch in and donate money to buy a new watch. Let's just say, for example, an Omega Speedmaster. We'll say $4,000. If I can get you guys to pitch in the money in order to purchase an Omega Speedmaster, I can get it in, review it, and then what I'm thinking is do a giveaway with that watch. Now, I'm not asking for a gift. I don't expect you guys to buy me a watch, but what if you guys supplied the money for me to review a watch, and then in turn I go ahead and do a giveaway with that watch? I think that that would be really cool, with a couple of caveats that people would need to understand before participating in this giveaway. Number one, I can't require people to donate money in order to be eligible for the giveaway. That would be a lottery or a sweepstakes, it would be gambling, and it would be illegal. So it would have to be open to everybody, regardless of whether or not the person donated money. If you're a subscriber of my channel, and I'd run it through Facebook, so more specifically, if you were one of my Facebook followers, you would be eligible, regardless of whether or not you donated. Now, would that put people off? Let's say 400 people donated 10 bucks. Would those 400 guys be put off by the fact that another 1,000 or 2,000 people would also be eligible for the giveaway? I would hope not. I would hope that in the spirit of A, supporting the channel, of B, paying it forward, which is what I want to do, I would hope in that spirit people wouldn't think that that's too much of a negative, and that they would still participate and they would still donate money towards raising the funds to get something like an Omega Speedmaster in for review, even though their odds of winning would be lower because everybody would be included regardless of their contributions. So yeah, I don't know, tell me down in the comments, do you guys think that that's a good idea? Would that be something that you would be interested in participating in? I certainly hope so. Another question that would more than likely come up, what if you don't raise $4,000, like if that's what we're shooting for? Well, then whatever I do raise would go towards buying something else to review. Let's just say we raised $1,000. Maybe I would get, I don't know, a cool Seiko dive watch, like that new SDBC 051. I think maybe that's the reference. I think that's in the $800 to $900 ballpark. So let's say that's how much money we raised. Maybe I'd get that instead. So if we met the goal of raising, say, $4,000 to get the Speedmaster, that's what we would do. But if we fell short, I would get something else that I would like to review, that I think is good quality and that I think you guys would enjoy, and we'd get that instead. So please do tell me down in the comment. Do you think that this is a good idea? Do you think I should run with it? Or do you think it's going to be a total train wreck and I shouldn't do it? It's going to be a lot of work for me to put that together and to manage it, and I'm more than happy to do it if you guys want to, if you guys think that I can get the support to make it happen. I don't know, maybe my channel isn't big enough with only 3,500 subscribers. Maybe I'm setting too lofty of a goal. Maybe my expectations are a little bit too high in this regard. But I think that it would be a great way to get more watches in here to review. If I maybe did one of them, you know, every other month or something, get some more really cool, iconic, somewhat high-end watches in. And yeah, again, it's not like I'm asking for a gift. It's not like I'm going to keep these watches. I'm going to evaluate them, I'm going to test them, I'm going to review them, and then give back to the community, give back to you guys. So yeah, tell me down in the comments, please. What do you think of that idea? If you think it's a terrible idea, if the feedback on this idea is really negative, I won't bother running with it. But if I see a lot of enthusiasm for it, it's something that I maybe we'll look into in the next coming month or two and maybe get it off the ground. I really like the idea. If somebody else was doing this and I was a viewer of their channel, I'd be really more than happy to contribute. You know, again, I mean, 10 bucks or something in that ballpark. If, you know, a few hundred people all pitch in, we can make it happen. Pretty simple. So yeah, tell me again, down in the comments, chime in on this subject. Let me know what you think. Probably one of the biggest things that happened in my watch collecting world this past year was that I jumped into the realm of being a Rolex owner. And if you guys were with the channel, following me throughout the course of that journey, it was interesting. It was somewhat hit and somewhat miss, to be completely honest. I started out earlier this year picking up a 39mm Rolex Explorer. Did a number of videos on it, talked about it, gave my opinions on it, and in the end, I guess I just decided that that wasn't the right watch for me, and I decided to sell it. I was not deterred by wanting to have a Rolex in my collection, so several months later, maybe 5 or 6 months later, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on a Submariner after I recovered from the loss that I took selling that Explorer, and I took a little bit of a loss and saved up the extra money that the Submariner cost above and beyond what I paid for the Explorer, and I've been extremely happy with that watch. Now, in that review, there was also negatives, and a lot of people, of course, commented on both my Rolex Explorer videos and my Submariner videos about how could I be so down on it or so critical of it. You know, why would I put that kind of money into a watch that I wasn't really happy with? I am really happy with this Submariner, but there is nothing in this world that's perfect, at least nothing that I've come across. You know, you could spend tens and tens of thousands of dollars on a really nice car. Maybe you get a brand new Corvette. I'm sure that if you look at it hard enough and you look at it long enough, you will find some flaws, some negatives, some things that maybe you just don't like. And, you know, that's just the way that it is. So yeah, to the people that maybe have been wondering, now that I've had the Submariner for 3 months or so, you know, do I still like it? Am I keeping it? Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I wear it almost every single day, and I have no intentions of getting rid of it. I'm extremely pleased with it. Now, in talking about the Explorer that I got rid of, I didn't hate that watch. The problem with it was that I just didn't love it. And for the amount of money, and it's a tremendous amount of money for me, I couldn't justify keeping it in my watch box, collecting dust, and feeling like I had to force myself to wear it because of how expensive it was. If I was particularly wealthy and I wouldn't have missed the money, I would have kept that watch and worn it occasionally, maybe once or twice a week, maybe once or twice a month. But for me to put that kind of money into something, I really have to be enthusiastic about it and want to wear it every single day. Even if I don't, even if I mix other things in, I at least have to want to think about putting it on the wrist. And the Explorer just wasn't that for me. I think it's a beautiful watch, though. I think it was really good quality. I just, you know, wanted something that I was going to love, and I didn't love it. So maybe someday I'll get another one. It's not out of the question. If I were to, I don't know, have a sudden windfall of cash, you know, that would be a possibility. Truth be told, because I review watches on this channel, I'd probably get something different just to have something new to check out and to talk about and to share with you guys. But, you know, in a different world, in a different life, if that wasn't what I was trying to do, at least in part, I could see myself having one again someday. It's just, you know, I can only afford to have one high dollar piece right now, and that wasn't the one that I wanted, I guess, after, you know, spending some time with it. So, you know, I had a lot of people question me about that in the comments, both for the Explorer and for the Submariner. You know, why am I so down on it? Why do I have so many gripes about it? Why did I buy such an expensive watch if I have issues with it? I mean, you don't know if you're going to love it until you have it for a little while, so there's always, you know, that. But yeah, that's the situation right now, and extremely happy with the Submariner. No intentions of getting rid of it. And, you know, hopefully someday I'll be able to add something else. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be in 2018. You know, it would be nice, but it's probably not in the cards for me. But, yeah, that's the situation with my Rolex journey, which was for sure the biggest, I don't know, it was stressful, but also probably most notable watch collecting story of 2017 for me. Speaking of being critical of watches, I made a conscious decision last year when I started up this channel and when I started really rolling with it, that I wasn't going to be merely a watch presenter. I wasn't going to do 5-6 minute long videos and just tell you a little bit about the watch and tell you I love it and call it a day. That's not what I wanted to do. Now, clearly, that was a bad decision on my part if my goal was to grow a very big and successful YouTube channel. I don't think that the content that I'm creating is for everybody. People probably don't want to watch 20, 30, maybe even 60-minute long reviews that are very critical and very in-depth. I get it. Maybe I made a bad decision when I started the channel and decided to do that, but that's what I opted to do. I wanted to do something a little bit different than what everybody else is doing, and that was my goal. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Again, I know it was probably not the right decision if what I wanted to do was just create a big popular channel that's going to bring in tons and tons of views. But I'm happy with the content that I'm making, and I think that there's at least a group of people out there that enjoy watching it. So I appreciate that, and hopefully you appreciate what I'm trying to do here. Something that I found interesting this year was learning what you guys liked about what I was doing. For example, I was really surprised that the amount of people that watched my review of the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, it was negligible. I don't know if I got, right now, 5-6 months after having the review out there, I don't know if it's got even 2,000 views. That watch was loaned to me, of course, by a viewer that's loaned me several watches, and yeah, when he suggested letting me borrow that watch, I was like, oh my God, people are going to lose their mind. Like, this is a great watch. Like, of course, not a lot of people are buying it, but I would have thought that a lot of people would want to see that. And yeah, I was wrong. Nobody really wanted to see that. On the other hand, my Rolex videos get a lot of views. People apparently want to see those videos. And of course, Seiko videos get a lot of views. But yeah, I guess the majority of the views are coming with that kind of low to mid-tier watch range, and then Rolex, and that seems to be it. You know, I did some Breitling reviews, I did a Fortis review, that Audemars Piguet review, and not a lot of interest in any of that stuff. So yeah, 2017 was cool in that I got to see what it is that you guys are looking for as far as content. Now, I want to add to that if you have suggestions, if there's something that you want me to discuss or talk about, please do email me, send me a message, whatever, Facebook, there's 100 ways to get a hold of me, it seems like, and let me know, give me some ideas. It doesn't even have to be a watch loan. You don't have to contact me to say, hey, here's a watch I'd like you to review. I'll send it to you, and of course that is super helpful when people do that, but maybe you just have some thoughts on a particular topic that you'd like me to talk about, get my opinions on. I had somebody send me a question not too long ago about Kickstarter watches that come out of Kickstarter, and I didn't honestly have a lot of information about that because I don't follow the Kickstarter scene at all, but we talked about it in one of the last videos that I did, and I can get other viewers to add feedback and participate to the discussion. So even if it's not something that I'm 100% versed in and something that I know a lot about, we can discuss it with everybody as a group. So yeah, please do send me emails, messages on Facebook, whatever the case may be. And I'll, do my best to try and start a conversation, spark a conversation about whatever it is that you want to talk about. Well, I guess that's probably everything I wanted to cover. I just wanted to, again, wish you guys a happy new year. Thank everybody that has been dedicated to watching my content, for giving me loans, Patreon supporters, donations, the whole 9 yards. I can't, again, thank everyone that has been a part of this experience enough. It means the world to me. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully 2018 will continue to grow, continue to make good content, and, just keep moving forward, as the saying goes. Thanks again for tuning in and for checking out this video and all of my previous videos, and I will be back later this week with more review content like normal. Alright guys, have a good one, take care, bye.